Y'all better not come on my studio with that fake shit. Y'all better not come on my funeral with that fake shit. Y'all better off realizing there's nothing that y'all can do with me. All I ever ask is keep it 8 more than 92 with me 100. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz the Adult. It's hump day! Alright, man, look. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Face it. Oops, alright, man, look. Anthony Joshua. Is he finished if he loses against Andy Ruiz in their rematch December 7th? Also, we're going to discuss his training and how he's approaching the rematch, him, slimming down. We're going to discuss a little bit of that again. Coffee. Is Anthony Joshua finished if he loses the rematch? I understand losing back-to-back in boxing seems to be career suicide. Let's take a deep dive. We all know that he lost against Andy Ruiz the first time. If he loses again, a lot of people are going to say, man, look, I don't know about Anthony Joshua. His career may be done. Well, let's talk about great fighters who lost back-to-back. Are there any great fighters who lost back-to-back? And how did their career go afterwards? The first one that jumps in my head is the great all-time great heavyweight, Sonny Liston. Sonny Liston, we all know he lost to Muhammad Ali back-to-back. The second one, and even the first one, both of them were pretty embarrassing. But what happened to Sonny Liston after the second fight when he was knocked out by Muhammad Ali? He went on 4 straight years without a loss. He actually had a great career afterwards. This guy, all-time great fighter, Sonny Liston, he went on, and he went on to be victorious. Let's talk about another fighter, Bernard Hopkins, B-Hop. B-Hop, he lost against Jermaine Taylor back-to-back. What happened to B-Hop afterwards? Well, he went on business as usual. He fought and beat Kelly Pavlik. He beat Pascal. He beat Antonio Tarver. This guy went on to beat Winky Wright. B-Hop. He went on to have a fantastic career. How about James Toney? James Lights Out Toney. He lost against Roy Jones Jr. He followed that up with an immediate loss against Montel Griffin. What happened with James Toney? He went on to have a fantastic career. Moved up to cruiserweight, moved up against to heavyweight. Had a fantastic career. He even lost to Samuel Peter back-to-back in heavyweight. But Hall of Famer, James Toney. There's even guys who lost back-to-back twice. You got Sugar Shane Mosley. He lost against Vernon Forrest. He lost against Vernon Forrest twice. Rest in peace, Vernon Forrest. And then he had like a draw, maybe a quick victory or something like that. And he followed that up with 2 losses back-to-back against Winky Wright. Shane Mosley, all-time great fighter. He went on to have his victories. We know what happened against, Vargas and what happened against Margarito and stuff like that. He went on to have a fantastic career. How about one of the greatest fighters of all time, pound for pound, Roberto Duran? Roberto Duran, he lost back-to-back on 2 separate occasions. He lost against Wilfred Benitez, and then he followed that up with a loss against Kirkland Lang. He went on to have his victory, solidifying his career, Hall of Fame career, and then he ran it again. He lost against Marvelous Marvin Hagler, and then he followed that up with the loss against Tommy Hearns. Roberto Duran, we all know he's a top 10 pound-for-pound great fighter of all time. So you can lose back-to-back and go on and have a fantastic career. Is Anthony Joshua finished if he loses against Andy Ruiz? Not hardly. Even if he loses this second time by a sensational knockout, it's just that he can't get past Andy Ruiz. There were other guys who couldn't get past a certain fighter. You had Joe Frazier. He couldn't get past George Foreman to save his life. Went on to be one of the greatest fighters of all time, heavyweight fighters of all time. Larry Holmes, he couldn't get past Spinks. You got Tommy Hearns. He couldn't get past Iran Barkley. So you have fighters who just got that guy that they just can't beat. Outside of that guy, they go on to have a fantastic career. And that's if Anthony Joshua were to lose against Andy Ruiz. And what fashion? And what fashion does he lose, if he loses at all? If he loses and it goes 12 rounds, slugfest, very close fight, when you may have a third. So like I said, Anthony Joshua is not done. And I'm starting to hear that Anthony Joshua is getting a pretty big payout as the challenger. He's getting paid more than Andy Ruiz out here in this second fight. So that means that people value him. And I'm talking about he's getting paid upward, $80 million, $85 million for this. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not sure if that's official yet. But it made me look at the Forbes list of top paid fighters, now. Highest paid fighters. And you had people like Deontay Wilder on that list. He was ranked number 4. You had Manny Pacquiao still on that list. They even said that Manny Pacquiao in Forbes, over his career, he's made $1.25 billion. You had Canelo Alvarez. He was one. That was the only one to top Anthony Joshua. On the short list, Anthony Joshua was at 2. And of course, that wasn't counting this fight with Andy Ruiz, but also it wasn't taking into the account Canelo Alvarez's fight against Kovalev. So. Yeah, Anthony Joshua, one of the highest paid fighters there is right now at heavyweight. So he is valued. His career isn't over if he was to lose to Andy Ruiz. I hope I gave a complete answer there. Coffee. Let's talk about Anthony Joshua's approach to Andy Ruiz, this second fight. You see that he's slimming down. He's doing a lot of sprints. He's trying to increase his stamina, which is very good. His muscles don't look as full, less bubbly. Let's talk about that. Now, I discussed that a bit in a video when I said Joshua better than ever, or something like that. Anthony Joshua better than ever. I forgot the title of that video, but you can go back and reference that. But what I'm seeing with Anthony Joshua is not just a stamina increase by slimming down. Also, less muscle means more power. More muscle doesn't mean more power. Let me help you understand this. And I tried to tell you guys before, but I have all these questions going against what I'm saying. Listen, more muscle. Muscle is pushing power. Punching power is a snapping motion. Take into account Deontay Wilder, one of the hardest punchers ever, okay? If not the hardest puncher ever. The jury's still out on that. But when you look at Deontay Wilder punch and you look at his body, he's this big. But Deontay Wilder, wide back, and he's throwing these punches with a whipping motion. So it's a snapping motion when it comes to punching power, not a pushing motion. So the size of your muscles means absolutely nothing. Also, it takes relaxation to have power on your punches. Relaxation, yeah. Relaxation means less, more elasticity on your punches. I said that. When you have bigger muscles, it's harder to have your muscles actually relax, okay? Take into account one of the greatest jabbers of all time, Floyd Mayweather Jr. I've said this before, Mayweather has one of the greatest jabs of all time. Look at Mayweather when he throws his jab, when he shoots and snaps his jab. What you need to look at is his face. Concentrate on his face. His face looks like this. When he's throwing a punch, his body is relaxed. Just like a sprinter. When you look at a sprinter run, his face is relaxed. Right? Same thing with punching. Their faces are relaxed. If you know you have a great punching motion, that snap, you're not pushing the punch. You're relaxed. So, Anthony Joshua, in his approach against Andy Ruiz being a slimmer fighter, that means he may actually be more powerful as far as his punches. His punches may have more power, more snap on them, more relaxation, giving him more power. So his approach to Andy Ruiz right now, slimming down, improves his chances of winning. That's what I want to say. I will be going live for that fight. I'm going live this weekend for Deontay Wilder against Ortiz. Extremely expensive pay-per-view. It's like 70-something bucks. That threw me all the way off. But in my live stream, I'm going to go in further details on how that fight will go with Anthony Joshua against Andy Ruiz and a little bit keys to victory. And it may surprise you because I'm going to highlight this. Anthony Joshua, a lot of people say he has to stick and move. I think, on the contrary, he should be on the inside. That may alarm you a little bit, but listen. The punch that he knocked down Andy Ruiz with was during the exchange. It was a left hook. That left hook, he was landing pretty good. It was pretty much on target. A lot of that fight, the first fight before he got knocked out. Take a look at that. Andy Ruiz, I think Andy Ruiz, he has very fast hands, very powerful puncher, good form on this guy. But one thing he does is he drops his right hand. Look at him when he throws his punches. He drops his right hand pretty low. That left hook came right around, right on the kisser. So I think Anthony Joshua should be on the inside a little bit more, and I'm going to talk about that in the upcoming weeks, or not too much time left, but upcoming days towards December 7th. We're going to talk about his keys to victory a little bit. ShowBizz, the adult. I hope that answer your questions. I know, a few people jumped in my DMs on my Instagram asking me if Anthony Joshua was finished. A few of you guys from the UK, shout out to you. I'm out.